Alrighty, welcome to episode 298 of Backpacking America. Today, I am joined by multi-award-winning artist Etcetera. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm lucky to be here. It's been over a year. We've been trying to do this.
Yes.
All right. It's being done. We're good.
It's being done.
I'm going to set up straight like I'm in
So
school.
he was on the show back when we didn't even film it. Actually, no, we did film it, but you were on the phone and I was recording in my bedroom. Yeah. So we've come a long way. No Diddy, I promise. So you have a new song that's going to be released soon called Sagittarius.
It's a new album.
New album coming out.
It's a new album. The album's been out since February 14th. And it's actually rising chart-wise. We're taking it slow. We didn't want to do like a real rush rollout because the album's so diverse and it covers so many different genres that we wanted to cover every part of America, Backpack America. We want to cover every part of America evenly.
Excellent. And I like that a lot about projects, and I think that there's going to be more projects like that in the future. Just like judging by how the trend is going, because you ever go through even like society, like you go through Facebook Reels or Instagram Reels and you'll see these guys doing like national trips in their van. Like van life is a big thing.
Yes. And
documenting it. That's a huge, it's an industry now. Yeah, it is dope. And it's so crazy because everyone's doing the same thing, but they have different results.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, it's all in how you spin it. Also, it depends on how interesting it is. Like, you could drive in a van. You could drive in a van that looks like the Scooby-Doo van. You could drive in a van that has studio equipment in it. You could drive in a van that has, Hello Kitty in it. Or you could drive in a van that has all Etcetera paraphernalia, which is probably going to be your best bet.
So if I get a van with Etcetera paraphernalia and Hello Kitty, I'm pretty much good wherever I go.
Basically.
That's pretty based.
Basically.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a win-win.
So now you have a moonshine, not a moonshine, a rum.
Yes.
You have your own branded rum. I got to show this to everyone. When I finish my coffee, I might have to bust this open and have some. Would it be sacrilegious to mix it with coffee?
My definition of sacrilegious is probably not your definition of sacrilegious. So I'll probably say it probably wouldn't mix well with coffee. And gotcha. I'm not a mixologist, but I probably think it would mix well with coffee.
Probably would mix well. Yeah. Fair enough. I mean, that's why we have different religions. So,
yeah.
So what's going on in the world of Etcetera? What have you been up to the last year?
Well, for the past year, I've been working on the album. I've been doing movie soundtracks. Actually, I've been submitting to movie soundtracks, and the album. I just have to say, the album's been a very, very big, important part because it felt more like we needed a different approach to music. Like it seemed like it was one-sided, and I always feel hip hop is not one-sided. Music should be one-sided. So I took a theme, which is Sagittarius, which is I am. I was born December 10th. So I'm a full-blown Sagittarius, let me say that. And I looked at, the spectrum of things of what a Sagittarius is. We're very sexual, we're very loving, we're very intelligent, we're very outspoken, condescending, we're very, sarcastic. And I put all of that into an album. So I wanted to cover the dynamics of a Sagittarius. So from every song, from Churches and Angels down to Dance for You featuring Kaya Jones from the Pussycat Dolls, I've covered like a lot of who I am as a Sagittarius man. And it's for the whole globe. Since Sagittarius usually comes at the end of the year, that means I cover from month 1 through 12. Because that's what Sagittarius do. We engulf everyone and we cover the whole genre. So that's what when I looked at it, I figured there's more Sagittarius people in the world. So let me just do what I know. People try to create these characters, and everyone's a character. But what I did was actually, I just became who I was meant to be, and that's me.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome.
I should have wrote that down because that came on top of that. But, it ain't nothing like hip hop music. Hip hop is like education 101.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's awesome. Yeah. I mean, it's cool because it's a different project. And music is changing rapidly and it's becoming, I feel like all genres are going to go out the window
What you mean?
Like, there's so much of a combination of different genres. Like, artists will pick like country and R&B and mix it together, and then they'll take rock and they'll take hip hop and they'll combine it together. You know, and that's just like two genres in one is becoming like a new thing. Like,
it's always been that way. I mean, from Run DMC, you know, and Aerosmith, Walk This Way.
That was a good song.
Right.
That was a good song. That was classic.
Song.
That was a classic.
Big shout out to Run DMC. Big shout out to Aerosmith. The thing about it is, we hear categorized music: pop, hip hop, R&B, country, you know, alternative. You know, I feel like we should not like take music and put it into a category. But I guess, you know, we have to do that for like Billboard and, you know, certain divisions. But, you know, with a new sound of music, then we just put it in a new category, like neo soul, right?
Yes.
So then we put like Afro punk or, you know, Afro soul, and I'm like, what does that mean? I think music is just a vibe. Music is a vibe. So, you know, when we do music, I just think of it as a vibe. So whatever I close my eyes and feels good, and whatever, you know, makes someone else feel good, you can call it whatever you want, right? You could say, you could put me in a category. You could put me in as neo soul, pop, hip hop, R&B, and, you know, best Western. It doesn't matter. I just want somebody, you know, growing up, you know, I remember my mother used to like turn on music and clean the house. And depending on the music, that was how well the house was cleaned.
Yeah.
I want the music that cleans the best house.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, you know, and that's why I think I took time with this album. You know, when it released, even when I did my album listening in LA during Grammy Awards, Grammy week this year, it was well attended. It was well attended by some big heavy hitters. And the way it was rolled out, you know, I got like incredible responses, like from DJs, from record promoters, from agents, you know, from I even had honestly had some people from NAMM there.
Wow.
You know, so they were like, yo, we need you. We need this. And I was like, yo. And also I had a company there sponsoring a Caribbean Moonshine, which is the gentleman, you know, big shout out to Mike and Steve. And they saw a vision and they approached me and it was like, we watched this project unfold. And the way you did it was amazing.
And
so
they said some nice stuff about you on the back of this bottle too.
Yeah. I still owe him a check for that.
Oh.
I'm just playing.
You mind if I read a little bit of it?
Go ahead, read it.
It says here on the back of this bottle, which absolutely amazing artistic design.
Oh my God.
Let me just say that. Etcetera's newest album release, Sagittarius, like our moonshine, can be appreciated for its craftsmanship, artistic expression, and cultural impact. The unique flavor of our peanut butter and chocolate moonshine and the melody, style, and artistic vision captured in the album Sagittarius make the perfect pairing of taste and culture. And I really can't wait to open this up and listen to your album.
Oh my God. That's exactly what the whole theme is about. Everything has a vibe.
Yes.
Everything has a reason. Everything should be paired together, just like you said. And for them to, you know, create that with me and to bring it forth to the world, there was only one thing I thought that would even be more, you know, dynamic than creating a peanut butter and chocolate rum. Because I look at my skin, sometimes I feel like it's peanut butter and chocolate, you know. So other than that, you know, knowing that it's going to be in like Total Wines and ABCs across the country, all those stores, and I dedicated that to the 50 years of hip hop, because without hip hop, there would be no Etcetera.
Yeah.
So even on the side, you know, I dedicated it to the commemorative, to the honoring 50 years of hip hop, and so.
And it's 50 proof.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Come on, man. That's good marketing, bro.
Come on. It's everything is related. Everything is related, and you know, so when it finally comes out, which is probably going to be the end of this month, which is guaranteed going to be the end of this month, you know, it's already pre-sold for a couple of different areas, and we're going to do a tasting. We're going to bring it to certain states, and see how everybody receives it. I hope they receive it like the album. So just like you said, when we put things together, I'm not only mixing genres of music, I'm mixing genres of business.
I'm going to really geek out if I see a bottle girl with this on the tray.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna geek out. Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
I'm still kind of in awe. I still haven't digested it yet. I mean, from the way the detail of the labeling to how they have my face on there to how it's dedicated to the album, how 50 years of hip hop, how is the neck says Sagittarius, and the logo is incredible. So and that's a creation made by the team. And, they're based out of Florida. And for it to be well received like it was, listen, it's running simultaneously with the album. I'm going to do as much marketing for that as I do for this album. And big shout out to my team, Jay Britet. My DJ, it really kicks it off, like DJ Brooklyn Rich, and I really want to thank the people at Idol Music Group for, my company for really believing in visions and but it's all a part of what do you see yourself and who you are, and just believe in who you are. I know that sounds sort of corny and cliche, but you have to.
You have to, especially if you're going to be a business owner.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just.
Listen, I market like this is my album. It's Sagittarius, and everything about it is of Sagittarius. Everything about it. Like, I want it to be marketed for the next 30, 50, 150, 2,000 years. I want you to put it in a little, capsule, put it in the ground. When people look at, oh God, that's Etcetera. And I want you to listen to the albums and every album I did before that and understand why there's over multi-millions of people that listen to me. Plus I'm cool.
You're a cool dude, man.
I be trying to be cool. I don't cause no problems. I just mind my business and keep it moving. Keep it, like they say, keep your head low. Keep it moving.
And it's crazy too, because there's all a point when we start.
Yeah.
And it's like when you get to this point and you look at it, you're just like you think that like when it's so funny, like when I opened this office,
yes,
I was like, oh my God, I thought I was gonna be like so like, oh my God, I have an office, yay. And then like reality set in. I'm like, I gotta pay bills, I gotta do this, gotta do that. And I was like, oh wow, like it takes a minute to digest it, and then you sit back and you're like, wow, this is mine. I did this.
And one thing I do have to say, and I was told this, everybody always looks to the next thing you do, but sometimes you got to sit back and look what you've done.
Yeah.
And I recently, after like all this time, I now look back and see what I've done. Like I said, I haven't digested this or the other project that I'm going to tell you about, but I haven't even digested the album because I'm trying to make history. I'm trying to make a path for another artist to say, I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm Etcetera, and that's the path I want to go. I'm never afraid to, say or be. Listen, it is what it is. What's the worst you could tell me is no? You know how many people told me no? You know how many red carpets I've been on? You know how many people told me, you'll never go to the Grammys? I've been on mostly every red carpet for the Grammys and a lot of other award shows. Young people tell me I wouldn't sell 1 million. I sold 1 million ago. Stuff like that. And it's not I brag about it. It's just that everybody, oh yeah, they tell you can't, so you do more. No, I never listen to I can't. That's not even really a conjunctive word. Basically it's, why can't I? That's my whole thing. Why can't I? The worst they could tell me is no, and why can't I? Only thing I'm stuck to doing is being human, and that might even change soon. But and we need to stop having barriers. We need to stop having barriers, because if we constantly have barriers, then we have limitations, and if we have limitations, then we're in a bad place. But listen, I never use the word my pronunciation. To pronoun mean to pronounce, meaning to like emboss. Enunciation is what we use when we do dialect. It eggs me when people say, you want to pronounce your words better? No, I will enunciate my words better.
Yes, that's proper English.
It is. But you know what? When they tell me, they're like, oh, you want to be Mr. Smarty Pants? Well, yeah, I got 3 degrees, and I don't mean a boy band.
I'm using my college education to educate you why you suck at English.
Yes.
Speak it. No, just kidding.
Yeah. Ain't is not a word.
No.
What conjunction is ain't? But it is what it is. Like, it's the difference between hip hop dialogue and, regular speaking. Like, I still go to meetings with suits on. They think I should walk in there looking like I just got out of summer jam, but I come in there with suits, and they like, this is a business meeting, right? So you dress the part for the place you're at, right? I don't like wearing hats in the house, but sometimes I forget to comb my hair, but the hats look really good on me, so that's why I'm here with that.
It's a nice fit.
Yeah, I'm trying. That's
nice
what
fit.
I'm trying. And you fit with the whole. It's the whole vibe. It's the vibe. And I feel like I'm sitting up straight, like I'm in church or something like that. But I might have to ease back a little bit. Let me sit back. Vibe like this. I still in camera shot, but
yeah, you're still the camera shot.
Yeah,
but and it's. I always wanted to ask you about this. Like, why Etcetera? Like, why the name Etcetera?
Because I hated MC Shah when I had it.
Okay.
I didn't like the name. Only other name I liked. And let me say it hip. You want me to say it hip hop, or you want me to say it in my 3 degrees conversation?
Can you say it in both?
Okay. I liked the did. I didn't like the did. Or I liked Shamel when I used to have it, but it was a God, like 7%er name. So that was a very short lived. And Etcetera used to be a group. It was me and a gentleman named DJ Self One. And however, they used to call me Etcetera all the time. Etcetera's here. And I said, it's a group, but no one cared. No one paid us attention. So he was like, I'll just be DJ Self One, and you cannot be Shiz.
Shiz?
They used to call me Shiz. Yeah. Sean handling business, like EPMD. I was like, yo. So people still call me Shiz. Like my engineer, Cuss, calls me Shiz. Father Goose calls me Shiz. And I'm like, they're the only people allowed to call me Shiz. Other than that, I'd be like, chill. But they used to call me Shiz. Sean is my government name. Business, because I used to handle a lot of business. So Shiz and Shiz, Sean business, shit. I'm like, ugh. But when it came to performing and being the artist, Etcetera fit my whole demeanor, because I never really rapped hood. I never had a genre that I couldn't fit in. So I did like features with like crazy artists. I wrote for crazy artists. So my demographics and my span was so wide that it only fit the title of Etcetera. Because Etcetera is like the end of a sentence. Etcetera is so on and so on. I never had a limit. So Etcetera fit for years. And I know there's a lot of people that say they're Etcetera. And it's cool, and probably my cease and desist letter will probably make it to them within the next year. And some it has made to already. But if they could say they did half of what I did, I'll give it to you. But they can't, so.
Cease and desist.
Exactly. But it's cool. When I show up, people know. They say, you're not Etcetera. You're not the multi-award winning recording artist, Etcetera. You're not him. But it is what it is. Every country I go to, there's one country I haven't been to yet that has a group, but hey, we probably could do
North Korea
album together. Nah, I believe it was Australia.
You've been to North Korea?
Oh, no.
I was about to say, Dennis Rodman like that?
No, it's only one person know Dennis Rodman like that, and because of Dennis Rodman, kind of like saved America. But let's but big shout out to Dennis Rodman. I'm gonna tell you that much.
Real.
So yeah, it's one group. I think it's in Australia, I believe. But other than that, I probably won't trip over it. I'll probably be like, yo, let's do a song together, Etcetera, featuring Etcetera.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
That'd be
I ain't gonna trip over it. But
but if it's in America, right, you're getting slapped with the hand of a lawyer.
Yeah. That, they don't stop my trips to John McNeil. They don't stop the Forbes. They don't stop the Raw reports. So have a good time using it.
Real. And it's speaking in it's hard to like defend a brand, especially when you always have to like be on top of who else is doing my thing.
You know what it is? I not to interrupt you, but I don't. When my name, when it pops up on things, and people, oh yeah, I got the name, yeah. I mean, it's good because I believe that, imitation is the best form of flattery.
Yes.
So if you want to be like me, strive for things. If that's the case, then strive to do what I do, because I'm never going to stop striving, no matter what happens. Like, if I stop doing music, which is probably never going to happen, but I diversify so much that I am a brand. One thing I did have to say, like, I'm a big fan of Jay-Z, and I know me and like millions of other people are fans, but I'm a fan for another reason. I'm a fan because he also was born in December. He also was born Sagittarius, and he's very sarcastic like me, so I share a lot of similarities, and I'm an introvert, sort of like him. I'm an introvert. When it comes to performing, do your thing. But also, he said, and I'm pretty sure people heard it but didn't digest it like I did. He said, I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman, meaning you are the business. You are the 401k. You are the incorporation. So, Etcetera is a business. Like, Etcetera is a corp. Etcetera is a Fortune 500. All I need to do now is IBO who I am, and you could buy stock in me. But right now, if you look at my whole track listing, I went from ghostwriting to underground music to making multi-award winning records to brand ambassador for major, to now being the face of my own rum, to doing movie soundtracks, to doing now, recently in June, thanks to Seth McKay, I'm now the executive producer and producer of my own sitcom.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think just before COVID hit, during COVID, let me say just before COVID hit, just before COVID hit, I dropped a video called Way Up featuring Billions, produced by my man, Franchon Corbett, Fran Am, I call him. I did a skit with these two gentlemen named Kenny Rock and Demencio Chambers, and it was basically off an idea I had. And fast forward over that period of time, we hooked up with another writer, and I was like, oh wow, I like that idea. Instead of me just trying to do it all myself, right, I said, let me hook up with another writer, really good gentleman, and we meshed together, and we came up with the finished product, and it's called Dio and Kenny, and it's a comedy sitcom. Meaning Kenny Rock is I love Ken. It's like my brother from another mother, but he also is the brother of Tony Rock and also the brother of Chris Rock.
Oh wow!
Right. And Demencio Chambers is a guy I knew in the neighborhood. He was reintroduced to me by Kenny, and he also was on the Dave Chappelle Show, amongst other independent films.
I love the Chappelle Show.
Yeah, so
So it's going to be kind of like a vibe like that.
It's going to be, yeah. It's about two brothers. One came from the prison system.
Okay.
And he came to live with a brother. Their parents died, and it's almost like, if you really want to think about it, it reflects more of like the Black Odd Couple. Yeah,
I was about to say the Odd Couple. Yeah.
It reflects like a Black Odd Couple.
That's cool.
And it's a story plot. And what happened is, I know that Tubi reorganized, and now they're a part of the Fox Corporation. So now I'm officially signed to the company that's part of the Fox Corporation.
That is sick.
So I feel good about that. So when you tell me, people say my name, do you do what I do? It's a lot. It's to copy someone, but if you want to copy the whole thing. Other than that, then stay home.
Yeah, real, do it right.
So, we're going to start that project almost right in the middle of doing the album Sagittarius.
Sick.
Which, let me do a shameless plug.
Sure.
You can purchase the album Sagittarius on all streaming platforms, wherever music is sold. Like I said, Jay said, and I always quote Jay because I love what he says. It's like, if the record's $2 million, I'm just trying to move 3. I think you'll like the album. I think you'll enjoy it. I think people will love this album because the amount of response I got from all walks of life, from all communities, it's been nothing but I'm buying it. and I see the sales. And I'm like, yo. So I want to keep people happy. And that's what we are.
So do you see more money coming through? And I know the answer to this, but I guess it's more for educating the public. Do you see more money coming in from hard sales, or do you see it from like digital sales through Spotify, Apple Music?
Honestly, I never really talk money, but I actually see. Are those? Wait a minute. Let me just rephrase. Are you telling me you only give me those two options where I see?
No, you could answer it anyway or ignore the question completely.
All right. I don't want to ignore the question completely. I think that's disrespectful. But I see when Mary had a little lamb, her fleece was white as snow. Everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go.
Gotcha. That's a good response. That's a good fucking response. Yeah.
Yeah, I put it like that. And
real. Okay. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I have people, like I see a lot of, especially small artists, and it's good for small artists to, especially to do digital, but I know that like, I know how the commission structure works with like the digital and stuff. So it's good to have all of them. Sorry, there was something in the hallway.
That's the people trying to get in. My security is holding them back. I can't really.
You got two Russian dudes out there holding down their case.
Sure. There's a couple of them, a couple of women, and we just gotta push through it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you write a song, like what's your process for writing a song?
Solitude and experience. Like you always have to. Everything has a theme and has an emotion. Like Mary J. Blige writes the best songs when she's in pain. Because I think some of the best songs that she's written to me is when she's been pain. I'm going down, stuff like that. It's like, and it relates because everyone can relate to pain and happiness. Everyone, no matter who you are. Everyone can't relate to being rich or poor. Because a lot of people are poor, and if I'm poor, I can't relate to being rich. If I'm rich, I can't relate to being poor. But you can relate to love and happiness, or sad and happiness. Because no matter where you are in the world, you're going to be sad. No matter where you are in life, you're going to be happy, or a form of it. And I think that's why I feel that I write based on emotion. Like every song that I have on an album, like I have a song called Churches and Angels. And people interpret that song as I'm being religious. However, on my previous album, Sagittarius, Character had a song called City of Churches, which was like one of my biggest records. And City of Churches is really Brooklyn, because Brooklyn is named the City of Churches. So it was me and an artist named UG of the Cellar Dwellers, was like one of the greatest hip hop groups in the 90s that I looked up to. It's everything I know has a double entendre. That's an SAT word, so don't worry about that. So Churches and Angels is basically how each feels, because it's featured by a group that I looked up to too called Trends of Culture. So it's featured by one of their artists on there called, his name was Grapevine. He's also an actor too, Edward Fordham Jr. So Churches and Angels is basically, I'm from Brooklyn, which is churches. He's from Los Angeles, which is the city of what?
Angels.
Churches and Angels.
I like
so
that.
We basically talk about that. Like, yo, why did you do that? I say, because if I say Brooklyn and Los Angeles, they'd be like, But if I Churches and Angels, it broad spectrums it. Like, Churches and Angels? Well, where do you find angels pictures at? Normally in churches. So where do you find... I want to bridge that, West Coast, East Coast. And not to bring that up again, but we've always been like a powerhouse. East Coast and West Coast has always been like a powerhouse in the music industry.
And very different vibes.
Very different
and
vibes.
It's good to bridge the two of them. Because it's funny because, me and my boys, we'll listen to a lot of East Coast hip hop.
Yeah.
And when you throw on like the West Coast, it's a totally different
vibe.
And you wouldn't think that, like from an outsider perspective, and then it's like, wow, this is actually radically different, and not in a way you would think.
Right, but it's all a vibe. But
it's all a vibe.
But you never stop dancing.
No, never. No.
You just start thinking that you're a West Coast artist now. Oh,
You could get down if you could get down with you could get down with NWA one day and then Uncle Murder the next, and they're two different. They're totally different. Totally different.
And you will put like this: you get in that car, and you go from one to the next. You'll be like, and still you'll be driving at 95 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Getting pulled over the same way.
Me and my boy, we used to go out in Bayshore a lot, and I was driving one night. It was like 2 a.m. He's like, "Yo, you mind if I put on some Uncle Murder?" I'm like, "Who's that?"
What?
Man, then after the car ride, I was like, "Oh, I know who this is now." I was playing that in the shower. I know. I wasn't a hip hop guy.
What? Listen, let's just be honest with you. When I first started, I didn't really do hip hop.
Really?
I didn't listen to. My mom would not let me listen to hip hop. I listened to like a country western.
Really?
Yeah, I used to listen to country western, and I used to listen to Kiss.
No shit.
Yeah, I used to like Gene and Ace.
Really?
I used to watch Ace play the guitar all the time. I was really big into that. Really big into it. Like I've always listened to, I listened to Glenn Campbell a lot.
No. That's sick.
And he just passed away, but I listened to Glenn Campbell a lot. And what people don't know with Glenn Campbell, he wasn't always a country western singer. He was a rocker.
Really?
And he became a country western singer. So that's why I listen to rock. I used to listen to like certain groups. Like I used to listen to Wham. I used to listen to Tears for Fears.
Really?
Like I didn't really listen to hip hop. Paul McCartney. I used to listen to the Beatles.
Really?
All of that.
Really?
And when it came to hip hop, it's like it was just like a turn of events because Slick Rick and LL Cool J was my first introduction to hip hop, and they were already out already. But like Children's Stories and I'm Bad was like, oh my God, what is that? Right? And when he did My Hat Is Like a Shark's Fin, I was like,
I'm in.
I bought like 30 Kangos.
That's sick.
30 Kangos. And I was like, oh God.
It's funny because like even when I started listening to hip hop, it was like the old school.
Yes, I did. Yes.
Yeah. So I feel you on that. It's a good way to get into it because if you jump right into mumble rap right now, without any and I know it's not I know that fit, but I'm just saying like the new age stuff is nothing.
I don't talk about the different forms of rap. Like when people get on that, I don't really talk about.
Okay, fair enough.
It's music.
But I started, my genres that I listen to, it's emo, metal, like all the MCR, Breaking Bad, not Breaking Bad, Breaking Benjamin.
I was about to say Breaking Bad. I think that's a TV show. It's not like that.
Show. And you know why? Because for some reason, I'm still thinking about how I need to watch the rest of Better Call Saul. So when I said Breaking, I was like, oh, I need to watch Breaking.
It's all right. It's cool. Listen.
Yeah. So Breaking Benjamin, Sum 41, All American Rejects, and now we're delving into like pop punk, but like all that stuff. That's I was a skater punk, and what I find, yeah, I was a huge skateboarder. I was a skateboarder from like 15 to 22, and then I stopped because I wanted to lift at the gym more. But yeah, but I
thought you stopped because you fell a lot. Okay.
No. I broke my wrist
skating.
Yeah, and then the next day I had the cast on. I was doing the same thing that I broke my wrist on. Yeah, I was crazy.
But that's a vibe.
Yeah,
but
that was a vibe.
I used to. I kind of put it dormant. I used to have a company called Team Idol that I had a skateboarder. It's multiple magazines. I had skateboarders. I had a female basketball player named Tamika Smith that actually made it all the way to the WNBA. She was on the Liberty.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I defunct it after her because I was like disappointed in how that business was working, and I was like, I'm just going to look at basketball. But now I'm a big WNBA fan. Like, she got drafted at the same time Griner got drafted.
Really?
And I had got her a sneaker deal, all of this stuff. And now she's the assistant coach at St. John's University, where she used to play first before she got drafted. So, but now, someone put on the table, they want me to co-purchase a basketball team. And I'm still thinking about it. Cool. And I was going to purchase it under Team Idol and then give it to someone to run.
Smart.
But those are opportunities that only happen when you're a really good dude. right? And you know what you're doing, you know what you're talking about. Like,
Yeah.
I love music, but I love hip hop. Hip hop has become like my life, but it's also my platform. You know, people say on all streaming platforms. I take that different. Like, yeah, Sagittarius is on all streaming platforms, but it's also a platform to put me into business.
Yes.
I want to play for the team that I own. I listen to that too, Jay said, and but like when we look at it's music is still a business. So when you say about streaming revenue and hard sales revenue, yeah, but you also got to look at the 30 to 60 to 90 day return. However, what do you do in that meantime? There's ups and downs. Then you look at, well, what have you done in between that time? You could be artist, blah, blah, blah. However, as artist, blah, 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 when that album is out, that advance you take, what are you doing with that? Are you really becoming a brand, or are you becoming a liability? Right?
Yeah.
So when that 30 to 90 days come back and you see all the charges that you have that, we had to charge you for, studio time. We had to charge you for marketing costs. We had to charge you for radio. We had to charge you for this, charge you for that. And that big amount that you was like, I'm rich. Now it's like, oh my God. So what did you do in that meantime? In the meantime, I've set up different areas and where there's always a stream of revenue. And people don't understand. It's like if you work in a regular job. If you work a job and you make $30,000 a year and you need $50,000, then get another job or get another stream of income. Like, I can have a $30 million budget. And everybody's like, "Oh, you rich?" Yeah, but if I spend $29 million, am I still rich? Right. But if I spend $29 million to make me another $30 million, so by the time that I get my charge back, so I get my money back, and it says X and X dollars, I still have X and X dollars coming in. So the bottom line is maintain who you are. And if you really who you are as an artist, people will see that. Like get into different, I also have a radio station with BPM Beats 1 and iHeartRadio. I also have, so from the TV, the film, the radio, the music, the liquor, and the other investments, it's like, this is what I wanted to do anyway, right? Regardless if I did music or not.
And either way, life's short. Like, the way I look at it is you're gonna just waste your time sitting on that one deal and then just do nothing. Because it's the way I look at it is I could work a job, go home, have a stable life. I have the education for it.
Yeah.
I can have, I could totally get a stable income, but why not take a risk and be so successful that people remember you? And you could live a life that you're proud of instead of I did my 40 years and I'm going to retire and live for 10 and then pass away. Not that's not
so morbid.
It is. It's true.
Listen,
I see it all the time.
It does.
Because once you retire, and here's the thing, I don't want to retire. I would
decide I'm finished.
I want to decide when I'm finished, and that's going to be when I have a massive heart attack at some random point, or I get hit by a bus. But
right. Cut the mic off.
Cut the mic. But no, I'm being serious because it's we're gifted, and I used to play a lot of video games. And I would sit when I was 15 to a senior in high school. I was just gaming, and I didn't do anything. And I looked back on that time. I'm I spent all that time building fake worlds and fake societies, and I'd play a lot of Minecraft, and I'd be
I love Minecraft.
Minecraft's
I love Minecraft.
Love Minecraft.
My son, I play it when he's not looking, right? And I used to play The Sims.
Yes.
Right? And I know everybody's what the heck is that? So what you do is you build your story. And to be honest with you, when I used to play The Sims, and my daughter plays The Sims all the time, and I tell her, look at The Sims as if how you would live your life. Right? I mean, not exactly, but just look at it. So that's how I looked at it. What do you do in The Sims? So first of all, you just try not to die. That's number one.
Yeah.
Right. But what do you do to stay alive? Like, what do you do to live? And I don't mean live and stay alive, but what do you do to live? Like, a friend of mine told me, when you die, is your obituary going to be a paragraph or is it going to be a booklet? Right? And what do you leave behind? And then if you think about it, if people think about it, a lot of people have a paragraph. Right? I worked as a steel worker for like 60 years, and then he left us unexpectedly. Now we can go home. All right, let's go. Right? My whole thing is, I'm going to live on this earth, right? And if there's a such thing as reincarnation, then I got to come back as a better who I was. That means it's go even harder. And not that I don't do anything to hurt anybody, but I live on this earth with this whole piece that you have to make a difference. You have to make an impact. Whether you make an impact for yourself or not. Like, I never want to be one of them guys that they be like, I can't mess with that dude. Right? However, I want to be that guy that's fair. And if you still say I can't mess with it, I can sleep at night. Because I would never do anyone wrong. Like, this is what it is. Like, I never chase money because money keeps running. Right? But I'm never going to be broke because I have a talent. God gave me a talent.
Yeah.
Right? People was like, I can't live without 30 million. So before you had 30 million, you were dead?
Right? Yeah. And this is something else too. Like, a lot of people, sometimes people, they'll come up to me and be like, why don't you get, because every business owner has trials and tribulations and then massive success and then goes back up and down. And some people say to me, well, why don't you just get a regular job and get some stability, since you want more money or whatever. And I'm like, well, that could go away too. Layoffs happen, dude.
Oh my God.
You get fired, dude. I remember when I used to work for people, I used to have nightmares I'd get fired. That I'd walk into work.
Okay.
Yeah. And now I sleep at night because it's like, okay, you know what? If you could lose a client tomorrow, sure. Or you could lose a client when the contract period ends, sure. But my whole life isn't that one job. My whole life, my whole income and everything is streams. So it's like, one stream shuts off, you have the other ones, you dig a trench and you open up another stream from the ocean.
And that's what it is. You have to create your own destiny. And people do that. Like, you can't get up every morning praying that you don't get fired that day. The thing about it is, or praying that you do the best job so you don't get fired. You can't live like that. First of all, anxiety and stress will kill you quicker, right? If you know that you can survive off this, survive off it, because you're never going to make how much you worth at any given job.
No.
Right. So, or whatever you feel you're worth. And everybody's like, oh, I could do this, do that, do this. But the basic thing is supply and demand. There is over 1 billion people plus in this world. So if you take $1 from every person on this planet, I think you can survive.
Yeah.
Right? If you invest money in everything that you do, and the best thing you could do is bet on yourself, because you'll never let yourself down. And if you do, we have a whole nother problem. So sidebar, like, people like, when I used to be on the road, it's like, why are you going to school? I'm going to school because there's a criteria out there of things I want. And to be the best rapper, you have to do this. Okay, I'm going to be in the top 50. Right now I am in the top 50, right? Got you. If I'm going to be the best this, then they want me to have this degree, this certification. Okay, it's 24 hours in a day. I sleep at least 6 hours. I try to get to 8, but it doesn't really work out like that. So I got a master's degree, right? Wow. Okay. Now, what you do with that? What do I need? I need to buy this building. So music and all the other investments, buy this building. This company needs this. Copy. I got a company. I have an S Corp. My company buys this. So it's what you do. Like, you have to be multi-diverse. You can't be. Your body is not a singular thing. Your body works in so many different capacities. You can do too. Like, your mind is the most powerful muscle next to your heart, right? So my thing is, if you can think it, you can live it. I feel that way. And you know what? I tell people like you said, the worst they can tell you if you get you won't get a job. No. Okay. There's so many different things you can do in this world. Like if you need to eat, okay. I'll go work at McDonald's for 6 weeks. Not eat. Then I'll quit. Right? My thing is, I like to fly on planes. You know what? Say I didn't do none of this. Guess what? I got to work for Delta, Southwest, JetBlue. Guess what? I fly on planes. Right? So my thing is, and I'm not hurting nobody. I'm applying for a position. How many different people applied or do different jobs? Like you apply for multiple jobs. You may get 4. Why can't you apply for multiple different positions that you can do? Everyone has a talent. They just need to tap into it.
Yeah, and a lot of it comes into not believing in themselves or believing a media narrative. And like, oh, I can't do this because of X thing that's keeping me down. And it's like, well, why don't you fight against the X thing? Fuck X thing.
Exactly.
Be Y. Fuck X. Be Y.
I didn't know you could curse on here, so I didn't want to.
Oh, yeah, you can curse all you want. Yeah, this ain't going to
I try not to curse.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I try not to curse.
Fair enough.
Sometimes I do say, fuck it.
Yeah.
Because basically, you know what? And this is the whole thing, and I'm pretty sure this is going to stand out the most in this whole conversation. I can plug my album, I can plug my moonshine, the Sagittarius liquor, I can plug the TV show. But my thing is, I just don't want to be the 85-year-old sitting in a rocking chair wishing I would have.
Yeah, it would suck. That would absolutely suck. I would be... I
think I would just off my... No, let me not say that.
People can misconstrue it.
Yeah, we're going to call that in.
No one here is going to kill themselves, so the government can't use us for a psyop. I'm just kidding. Oh my God.
Wow. Okay. Second time, turn the mic off. Camera guy, cut it off. No. Well, listen. I would never. I just don't want to be that... God let me live to 85, 90, 100, 150. I just don't want to be that person sitting in my couch or in my rocket chair saying, I wish I would have. I want to sit back and go, damn, I lived that.
I already have enough regrets. And I'm 25 saying that. Like if I...
Regrets? At 25, I had 0 regrets.
I mean, like when I was a kid wasting my time playing video games.
No. Don't ever say that, because that also was implication. Not implication. It was sort of contributing to why you do.
True. Video
games, honestly, I took what was the game that came out? Why I can't remember this game. It was like a lower grade of like Call of Duty. What was it?
Oh, Medal of Honor?
No, all the kids used to play is be on your phone, and then they had a game. They start changing skins. It was
Fortnite.
Fortnite.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. When I found out Fortnite, how it was created by some guys, right? Fortnite was like the simplest thing. I almost lost my mind. So it was at the Arthur Ashe Park. They had a whole Fortnite thing. I went and paid these people money for my son to go to this Fortnite park, and they just created it. And I'm watching this like, there's got to be like 1,000 copyright infringements in this damn place right now, right? However, that game made millions.
And it was free.
And that's what I hate. And I'm going to say hate, and I don't really use the word hate. When people ask me questions like, what's your budget? People ask me questions like, how much you going to pay me? And I go, okay. I've never asked that question. And I probably made more money than they would ever see in their lifetime. I've never asked a question. I've never asked Lamborghini. I've never asked a record label. I've never asked an artist. Never asked them, how much you going to pay me? And I think they paid me more than I've ever would have asked for. And the reason why, someone always told me, if you ask someone, what's your budget? 99% of those people are broke. So you might want to move from them. If you tell me, here's a project. Okay. You don't know how much it costs? You let me know. I've never, ever And I think I've done that most of my life. And I never discuss money because people will be like, wait a minute, how come he's getting, and I've ghost wrote. I've done, like, on a movie I did called Pam and Spaghetti. I needed people to be on that. I gave 100% of publishing to everyone on that soundtrack. They was like, how can you afford that? But I also had on there Tony Williams, Kanye West, Kaya Jones, myself, and new artists. I went to record labels and said, can I get the artist that you're not using? Everybody else, they're like, you just have one label. Labels have given me anything I asked for just for looking out for their artists. And I didn't do it for that. I did it because I was once that artist that sat on that major label that wasn't doing anything. And no one gave me that shot. So when I got a chance to do those independent movies that became, like, you know, award-winning movies, I was like, and I know I put my hand in front of the camera. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine.
Yeah. So I went and they were like, yo, I know you on that label, but, you know, we got you on some radio. You looked out for us. You know that just to be on radio saved me thousands for them just to add me to their radio listing when they went out. And that propelled into me getting BDS spins. That propelled into me getting on certain venues. That propelled into me getting sponsorships. And when I walk in, the sponsors, I said, listen, this is what I need. I said, I need like $2,000. And that's all I needed.
People remember what you do.
Yeah. And the sponsors are like, you just need $2,000? Here's 15. Have fun. Because we can't really write off $2,000. We can write off 15. So I'm sitting here with $13,000 that I didn't really need. So I put it to the side.
Smart.
And this is what I'm saying. I don't ask people what their budgets are because I don't know what you spend. I know what you need. But I also look at things from a standpoint of, and I know this is like running off with the mouth, but
no, go for it.
I also look at it from a standpoint of, is it a great opportunity for me? Is it a great opportunity for Etcetera? Because the Pam and Spaghetti, even though it did what it did and it made what it made, it also sparked me to do 3 other movies. Also sparked me to get an Oscar consideration for another movie. So what do you think was worth more when they call me multi-award winning recording artist? I can put all those accolades underneath my name and walk into a place and go, and they go, whatever you want, just here. Just let us know what you need, not how much, what you need. Okay. And I walk, and they go here. And as you think about it, the level of the economic status of the people that you deal with go like this. Right, I've been in rooms with billionaires, and they've never talked about how much money they had. But people that's, you know, I'm not gonna say who it is because, you know, people like, but the owner of Hanes never said he made millions of billions. Why should he? You know how many people wear Hanes? So I've sat in these rooms, and that's because somebody from the Pam and Spaghetti director knew them. Billionaires. They're like, oh, you want to take the Rolls Royce out for a spin? I got 6 of them. No, I'm good. You don't want to take no, because I'm not a Rolls Royce guy. Now, if you told me to take the Bentley GT out, it was out of here.
Yeah.
Right. But I've drove the Bentley GT.
It also comes down to, like, you don't want to take advantage either. Like, to me, like, when people, at least that's from me, my perspective. Like, if someone offers me something, I always say no because I don't want to seem rude or greedy. Like that's
if you don't, you seem rude.
Really?
Yeah. If I don't take it, but I tell them no disrespect. But
no disrespect is a great way to say that.
Yeah, I don't. Disrespect means it's disrespect, but I tell them no disrespect because my whole thing is I don't really want to drive the Rolls Royce. I want your driver to drive me.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, can you imagine if you crashed it? Forget it.
No, I don't. Yeah. No, they got 6 of them. They didn't really care if I crashed it.
Really?
However, when I said I wanted the driver to drive me, the whole eyebrow raised and like, take him wherever he needs to go. Every day while he's in Los Angeles.
That's excellent.
A whole different conversation.
I don't even understand the conversation. That's how, like,
No, listen. Every morning I got up, I had a Rolls Royce pick me up,
No
and
shit.
I had on. I didn't have on like the new flashy $5,000. I had on a $5 T-shirt,
Nice.
a pair of sneakers, and some jeans, and every day got picked up in a Rolls Royce.
But that, I like that because it's humble.
Yeah, and listen, when you start looking at people who really make money, you start seeing that it's not really about that.
Yeah.
It's about how much more can they do. They don't even think about money. It's just how much more can they do? How can they rewrite this story? So right now, even with the rum, I'm trying to see what clubs it could get into. Certain clubs, not every club, is going to be exclusive. Like when I was the brand ambassador for Lamborghini Champagne, I opted for it to be on private jets. Same thing I'm gonna do for this. I'm gonna see what private jet company it could be in.
I could see this at a swanky club in Miami.
I'm looking at Liv, and I'm looking at Liv. Liv, let's talk Liv. Let's talk Liv. Club Liv in Miami. I'm talking.
This is great.
And I'm only putting it certain clubs, and not in every club. It's that club only. And I'll do appearances. That's another reason why. But anyway, I want people to look at the new. Back to the album. I'm gonna stay focused, even though this is like the most political show I've been on.
This is political?
I've seen your shows.
Oh, yeah. The rest of my shows are insanely political.
It is very political. So I'm trying to keep it real, like hip hop.
Yeah.
Business hip hop.
Don't worry. I'm keeping myself on a leash, too.
Okay,
I didn't have any rum yet. That'll be for the end of the show when I do a taste test, and then we'll cut the camera. Because one drink in, it'll be like we're going
it'll be a whole different conversation.
It'll be a whole different conversation.
Right, so let's get this. No. But no, we have a new single off the album called Secret. It's featuring my man J Marv. Video drops this Friday, August 9th, on everything from Vivo, which big shout out to Vivo, MTV, VH1, Excite, Boomplay. I'm gonna love it because I'm very proud of this video. And and if you go back pre album, which sparked the Sagittarius album, is a song I got called "Is the Mic On?"
Is that my God?
Which is produced by Fran Sean, which is also featured in the hit TV series BMF. It started in BMF. That song was made for BMF. Big shout out to Tank and the whole team. Big shout out to Fran Sean Corbett, who placed it for me, or placed it for us, because he did it, but it was us. Even though I make a dynamic record, no matter what I do, I just make dynamic records. So it was placed, shameless plug. And BMF, it was like one of the highest streaming songs at that time. I mean, pretty sure somebody else is higher. Probably not. But anyway, but it was on BMF season 2, episode 2. I just like where they placed it too. It's placed in like a place I used to always go to, like Blockbuster. And they recreated Blockbuster, and it was like just Big Meech was in there. And when he said, "Do you have that new deluxe version?" and it came on, "Is that mic on?" I was like, "Oh," and I played it to death. I did. I'm not gonna lie.
I played it to death in my car too. I think at least like a few thousand of the plays are from me. Just saying. But
yeah.
Is that mic on?
Thank you.
But off camera, I was making "Is that mic on?" jokes while we were doing sound checks, like for at least 10 minutes straight.
Yeah, you was. It's embarrassing to know that. And, like, is that mic on? Is
that mic on?
People come to me and tell me, "Is that mic on?" Sometimes I look at the people that do tell me that and be like, "What are you talking about?" But I know what they mean, and it's really like. I kind of like blush when my aunt says it. She goes, "I'm calling you. Is that mic on? Is that mic on? Tell me, is that mic on?" And I'm like, But I do want to say I wish people come out to the shows. I'm prematurely saying this. I'm gonna be in Vegas on August 30th. I really respect the gentleman named Bruce Wayne, so I'm gonna be at the show. Cool. His name is Bruce Wayne. Yeah,
that's tough.
I really had people reach out because I did a show with him before and it was dope. And I'm really looking forward to performing again with Wyclef. But I'm gonna be with him in Vegas the 30th, and from that point on, continue to tour.
That's excellent.
Yeah, I love the touring thing. I love the show thing. That's the rehearsal. That's the tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the rehearsals. Doing is great, but the rehearsals are tough.
I used to be a theater kid. Rehearsals are.
Yeah, theater's crazy. Like, listen.
There's a reason I didn't get into it as a profession.
It's work. It's work. When you do a good show, you have to go through it. And I know the guys is like, damn, how many times we gonna rehearse, bro? Until
it's perfect.
Yeah, I just can't. Like, listen, I've watched Beyonce rehearse. I've watched Ciara rehearse. First of all, I would have like broken ankles if I rehearsed like Ciara and Beyonce. I've broken ankles. I think that when people pay that money to come to your show,
it's got to be locked in.
Right.
I would be pissed if I paid $150, and that's a low end thing. I'm just saying that because that's what Green Day's tickets were for their show last night.
It was 150.
You know I love Green Day. I love Green Day. They performed the entirety of Dookie and American Idiot back to back last night. It's Citi Field.
They was at Citi Field?
They were at Citi Field last night, and I didn't get my tickets, and I totally forgot. Dude, it was like it was the best show from what I heard. It was packed out. I think they sold out Citi Field.
Well, I want to go see Missy Elliott. And I know Ciara and Busta Rhymes, and I love Busta Rhymes, I love Ciara, but Missy Elliott show is like broski. Like, I strive for Missy Elliott shows. Like, I look at her and be like, yo, you turn a mountain into like the Alps. Like, she is incredible. And when I do a show, I do shows. I throw stuff. I glitter, because I went to Maroon 5 show like twice, and I was like, I can't stand this dude. This is so crazy right now. And I'm like, he just goes back and forth. But when he say, oh my God, man, gonna pay for. I'm like, oh my God. I look corny though, and they be like, yo, cut it out. Stop acting like a fan, bro. You don't understand. But when I'll be honest with you, when I did my shows, and I was on another show the other day, and the host actually brought it up. A young girl, she's about like at least 10 years old. She walked up to me in the middle of after a fashion event and go, may I talk to you? So, people will move to the side. And I was like, okay. I thought she was going to ask me like, how did you get started? And then I was like, oh, she says, I've been following you since the Character album, into the Keep It 100 with Tory Lanez, to the music you do with Father Goose for the children's music and Playhouse Disney, because I also do that. I do like children's music with Father Goose. He used to be with Dan Zane, and they won a Grammy for Playhouse Disney. And she said, I've been following you, and I want to say since I was like 7. And I watched you. I think she's a little bit older than 10, but she said, I looked up to you. I think I want to strive to be like you. When I tell you, a tear came to my eye, and I looked at it, and then she recited word for word. I'll be honest with you. Her name was Alexis Willis. I remember her name, and she looked at me, and they all, like, you talk about all types of people around me, like, stopped and looked at me and was like, whoa. I said, now you see why I do it. Because I just don't affect I affect every age group, and you have to be very careful in what you do and how you do it. And you also understand, like, even though there's a liquor, I'm still Etcetera, but I also cater to another audience. And I just came back from Springfield, Massachusetts with Father Goose at 52 Sumner, and we did like all the records, like, Irie Goose is his son. I featured on that. I feature on a lot of his records, and we did Sesame Place, all that. So if I can jump in those genres and still feel comfortable, and people like, oh my God, Etcetera is going to be here, and you have families coming up to me wanting to take pictures, and then you turn around and I'm at the Miracle Theater in Los Angeles as Etcetera doing hip hop records, and they come up to me and want to take pictures, that's when you know you've done some shit. And I don't let nobody fucking break that stride. They be like, oh, you can't do what? All right. Kiss my
butt.
Yes.
I didn't want to have you break character. Yeah,
I was getting ready to go in because I'm starting to rub my leg, and I'm like, I see people try to, and there's always people who try to discourage you. Like, don't let nobody discourage you. This is Barone Media Solutions. Don't let nobody discourage you. Fuck them. Like, fuck them. Tell you the truth, because the whole thing about it is, you don't like it? Let me count how many people in this world, and you are how many?
One.
Ooh, wow. So one person is going to discourage someone that affects millions of people.
And it's funny because, like, a lot of people that try to, my company, too, is about fighting against scam artists in this industry. Because there's a lot.
You got a lot of fighting to do, bro.
Oh, yeah. Well, start small. There was a client of mine. He was on a talk show, and he was billed $3,000 to be on the talk show. Talk show got 9 views.
Wow.
And I was like,
don't go by views, because views is only subjective. Views is subjective because if he was on a TV show, you can't count views. If he was on, listen,
it wasn't a TV show.
I know, but if I was sitting on The View and they played me on The View and they're like, Etcetera's here, blah, 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 you can't count views.
Yeah, well, that's different. Yeah.
No, I know.
But this was like, a YouTube channel.
I'm not. YouTube is a big company, though. YouTube is a multi-billion-dollar company.
It is, yeah, but...
Big shout out to Tubi. That's really doing very well, and thank you for allowing me to be up there.
Tubi.
Yes.
Tubi good.
Tubi.
But, he was like, this is ridiculous. I'm like, he didn't even get the show that he was promised. Like, he was going to get the MP4. And they didn't even give him the MP4.
They didn't give him MP4?
No, they didn't even give him the MP4. So I ripped it from YouTube. I gave him the ripped copy. And then I created like 30 reels for him. And I'm like, here you go. I hope this helps. Because I felt really bad. Because I'm like, and normally I don't do stuff like that for free a lot. Because I try to protect myself from being taken advantage of. But I was like, you know what? This guy was taken advantage of. I'm going to help him. And he's a client of mine. He's like, because of that, you're hired.
See?
And that's how you start. You got to help people and advocate for people.
And don't be afraid to do stuff for free. Believe me, a part of a record label, and I'm not going to say the major record label, there was like 3 interns that they were like giving the finger to. Oh, you can't do this. You can't, because they're interns. Them 3 interns are now program directors at radio stations. And I said, how much do I have to pull out my budget to give to you? He said, oh, here, this how much. I said, what? What is that? There's nothing on here. He said, you can't put a price on respect. I get almost 30,000 spins a week.
That's awesome.
From each station. You can't put a price on respect. Because everyone to me is on a pedestal till they knock themselves off. And people that do stuff like for free, it's got to be if you do it for free, they also have to say, okay, you could use this for whatever you want. You can do the same thing that I did. Like Lamborghini was like, but Lamborghini walked me into a lot of doors, which normally I was the only African American. It was me and Nick Cannon.
Oh, wow.
So Nick Cannon was already Nick Cannon. When I became the brand ambassador for Lamborghini Champagne, I'm talking about magazines, billboards that I didn't have to pay for. Wow. And it was also promoting my album. No, also promoting my single. So guess how much the single sold? Because Lamborghini, I was on there with the bottle and everything. And I was just a brand ambassador. That wasn't mine, but I took it. And then Nick Cannon, when he did it, he went over, and big shout out to, Blue Williams, which is the manager. He actually co-signed me for that. So you understand, when you do something for free, how can it benefit you? Like, that free saved me thousands of dollars. You're talking about that Lamborghini sold for $150 a bottle. Really? So imagine. And they also said you can actually have access to the warehouse.
Wow.
So you can keep that money. Hold on to that money. You keep that.
Speaking of bottles.
I tripled that.
Speaking of bottles.
Yeah.
I've never done a drink in the 298 episodes of this podcast. I've smoked weed many times on this podcast, but I have never drank. And this, I would like to be my first drink.
Oh, you want to taste it?
I would love to taste it.
Yeah, you can taste
Have you tasted it?
Of course.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you tasted it.
I don't
yet.
drink.
Oh. Okay.
But I've tasted it. Actually, the crazy thing about it is my wife is the one that orchestrated that deal.
Really?
I was in my mindset. You have something in that cup?
No, I emptied it.
Are you emptied it? Oh.
Yeah. I drank the coffee grind, so it's a little nip. Do I have to pull it out?
Pause. If you don't stop using these terminologies.
Oh, that smells good. All right. Peanut butter and chocolate flavor.
Peanut butter and chocolate flavor.
Peanut butter and chocolate flavor. There's a little bit of coffee in here, but that's
Don't mix it with the coffee.
fine. I'll get a clean cup. I'm getting a clean
All right,
cup.
it's got a logo on that glass?
No.
Okay, no, okay.
It's empty. If there was going to be a logo, it'd be my logo.
That's why like a coffee cup like David Letterman and them have.
I should, right? You would think I would.
Yeah, you have a coffee cup like David Letterman and them, like, all the guys, little table. Okay, ready?
Oh, this smells good. All right, ready. 3,
2, 1.
Wow. Wow.
How's it taste? You can't drink it like that. You gotta slow roll it.
What do you mean?
You can't just, like, it's not Kool-Aid or Pepsi.
You're not supposed to take shots of this?
Yeah, but you took like to the head. You sip it a little something.
That was the
and then you
first
just
one.
wiped it. And that's the first one. Okay, so there's a number 1-800. Shit.
I promise I'm not an alcoholic. I'm just insane. That was amazing.
It tastes good. I know it tastes good. My wife loves it.
That was good.
She's my taste tester.
That was... It tastes like I had a Reese's peanut butter cup and chased it with like... I mean, that was good.
Thank you.
That was very good. Caribbean Moonshine, Etcetera Sagittarius edition.
Yes.
It's like drinking a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Yes. And
Please
that
drink this.
chocolate you want to get on your clothes, like me.
Yo, pause. You're telling me to pause?
I know.
Yo, you gotta. Yo, that's crazy. Yo, everyone, please. Where can people buy this?
Right now, it's not. Matter of fact, you know what? Go to CaribbeanMoonshine.com and you'll find it on there. It's under the limited edition Sagittarius. It's there. It's actually up there. It's actually supposed to come down, but they haven't taken it down yet because it's been selling. So they're like, "You sure you want us to take it down?" I said, "But I want to just roll it out." It's like, Etcetera. You mind if we just? So it's there.
It's there.
I haven't taken it down to do anything, so it's there. If you go to CaribbeanMoonshine.com, go to their website. It's right up there. And
it's currently, when I looked at the price, it's currently on sale.
Yeah, it is.
So it's on sale for $69.99, which is a pretty awesome number. And you got to buy it before it goes up.
It's a lot of things with Sagittarius.
Yeah.
A lot of things.
You have anything else you want to plug before we get out of here?
No, I mean, I just want to, I'm gonna keep plugging the album Sagittarius. It's on all streaming platforms. It's where music can be sold. It's gonna be in like 3 movies coming up. Some of the songs off the album. I have the greatest features from Serena. She's Argentina's sweetheart. A song called Fuego. Churches and Angels with my man Grapevine. Kaya Jones on Dance for You. I have Way Up with Billions, and one song, The Best Worst Days, with my man, my friend Thane, who's also did the lead theme song for the TV show Dio and Kenny. Caribbean Moonshine, the I Am Etcetera radio station comes on Friday, Saturday, Sunday with DJ Brooklyn Rich. BPM Beats 1 iHeartRadio comes on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 6 to 7 on the West Coast and 9 to 10 on the East Coast. And just catch me on the tour. I would love for people to catch me on the tour. Of course, it's going to be Caribbean Moonshine is going to be there. Oh, I do have one plug, and I've never done this before like this, but I'm going to do it. There's another company that I really have to say I love color. It's another company that has been supportive to me for the past year. I recommended a pair of sneakers that they had. They gave them to me a year ago. I wore them. People loved them. People went on, bought them, and they became like my own. But they're out. It's a company called freshyworld.com, and these are the sneakers.
They're fire.
These sneakers are bananas. Like, if you love color, you'll love them. And basically, it's Freshy. So if you go to Freshy, they're very comfortable. I had them at the fashion show. I performed at Times Square, in the middle of Times Square. I had the co-host that was hosting it wear them. I had the radio interview host wear them. And one thing I have to say, it says be confident, be bold. And it's a motto that I also live by. So be confident in everything you do, be bold. Just don't be respectful and have humility. But we can't fit all that on there, But big shout out to Scott, who's the owner of Freshy. You can go to freshy.com. And if you want me, you can go to Etcetera, www.etcetera.com. If you can't find me on any social media, which is the real Etcetera, Etcetera is worldwide. Go to Etcetera.com and sort of like the hub for everything. And I just want to say thank you so much. Anthony, I've been trying with Backpack America for a minute, and he finally let me on the show. I guess I did enough. I guess I did enough to be on the show, and I really appreciate it. I really do. You don't understand. Everything is. I appreciate everything like so much. I said I wasn't gonna have nobody pop open a bottle, but listen.
Thank you.
Come on.
Thank you for letting me pop open the bottle.
Yeah,
that was delicious.
And you drinking it. So now I have to go do the taste test. Now I have to go get the people together
and the fact that
and go out.
And thank you for letting the first taste test be at Backpacking America in the Barone Media Solutions headquarters. This is great. This is the best thing I've had. And I'm a whiskey guy. I love Maker's Mark, but this...
You love Maker's Mark?
Yeah.
Wow, my sister loved that.
She loved Maker's Mark?
Yeah, she loved that.
Maker's Mark and Coke or Maker's Mark and ginger ale?
Could you stop saying these words? Maker's Mark and Coca-Cola. Not Maker's Mark and Coke.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta know who you're talking to. Yeah.
Oopsie daisy.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
I like
I'm just messing with you.
Or whiskey or rum in ginger ale.
Okay.
Oh my God! I had Captain Morgan and ginger
whiskey,
once.
Rum, and
whiskey or rum.
Rum and ginger. So I have a mixologist that I just hired, and she's going to take that and give me 3 different drinks. But I want to make this a classy event, so I want to bring out the most companies. I want to bring out some clubs, some women that are very connoisseur, authors and stuff like that, media hosts as yourself, podcasters, and just have them, tell me their real opinion, because they're very, very honest in their opinion.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it might be hurtful or it might be great. I don't care. But I just want to bring awareness and say that this is here. Like, I'm probably one of the first recording artists to have my own anything, not license my name. Like, this is where I agreed to it, did it, and it's based on me. It's not a name and I added to it. But big shout out to artists that do take that plunge. I just wanted to go in the deep end.
Beautiful.
Pause. Is that support?
Whoa.
But
no Diddy.
Yeah. Listen, I can't even say that because I listened to, Bad Boy for years, and I love the music. Every human being is different. But I love the era that it was in. It did what it's supposed to do. Matter of fact, I'm going to see Total.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I got to go see Total.
Nice.
Yeah, I miss him. Yeah. So, but we're going to rock. Plus, yeah. And hopefully they come see me.
Yeah.
Vegas,
Vegas.
Vegas. We're going to be in Vegas.
I
Big
should
shout out to Ja Rule that was in Vegas last week.
I want to go to Vegas just to get a shotgun wedding with a prostitute and then break up in 2 days.
Okay, this concludes the show.
This concludes the show.
We conclude the show.
Listen, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. Like I said, after the drink, it was going to get crazy. So thank you guys for listening. Check out Etcetera, www.iam-etcetera.com.
Yes.
And share the show. What are you guys doing? This is one of the greatest podcasts in the world. Share the show.
Yes.
And until next time, $2.99 coming out next week. Peace.